Honorable viewers, I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Department of English. Today's topic is song Go and Catch a Falling Star by John Donne. So এটির আমরা সামারি এবং অ্যানালাইসিস আলোচনা করব। Song Go and Catch a Falling Star by John Donne is a three-stanza poem that is separated into sets of 9 lines. The lines follow a consistent rhyme scheme, conforming to the pattern of A B A B C C D D D. The lines also stick to a syllable pattern that changes within the different sets of rhyme. For example, the first 4 lines are the same, with 7 syllables. The next 2 contain 8, then there are 2 2-syllable lines. Finally, the stanza ends with a 7-syllable line. This is a very unusual pattern that works best if read aloud. The fact that Donne titled this piece Song makes it clear that it was meant to be read or sung. Throughout the poem, Donne employs a light and sometimes humorous tone. He is annoyed by the general theme of the poem, the inconstancy of women, but seems to have come to terms with it. He speaks as though this is just how things are, and one must make the best of constantly bad situation. While this piece does not feature the characteristics of metaphysical conceit found in other of Donne's works, there is an interesting comparison presented between the stanzas. He compares impossibility of something like catching a star to finding a honest and beautiful woman. While a clear exaggeration, it appears to be the speaker's own true belief that he will never come upon women who will treat him fairly and not run off with someone else. Summary of song Go and Catch a Falling Star. Go and Catch a Falling Star by John Donne tells of speakers believe that there are no women in the world who are to him both beautiful and faithful. In the first lines of this piece, the speaker begins by giving the reader a number of impossible tasks. This includes catching a falling star and teaching him how to hear mermaids singing. It is not until the second stanza that one comes to realize that Donne is comparing these impossibilities to the locating of beautiful and faithful women. He believes that one is just as likely to figure why the devil's foot is cleft as find a woman who has both of these traits. The speaker goes on to tell the listener that if one were to venture into the strange unknown, they would come across endless wonders, but not a woman who would place him in totality. In the last stanza, he explains how if he thought that such a woman did exist, that he is suffered to find her. He had to go on pilgrimage and do anything he had to. The speaker does not believe it is really possible though. In fact, he states that one might think they have found a woman of his liking, but she would eventually turn out to be false. Analysis of song Go and Catch Falling Star. Stanza 1. Go and catch a falling star. Get with child a mandrake root. Tell me where all past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, war to keep of envoys staging, and find what wind surface to advance and honest mind. In the first stanza of this piece, the speaker begins by telling the listener to go and catch a falling star. It is for this line that the poem is best known and is only the first representative of the outlandish task the speaker sets out. The next is to go get with child or impregnate a mandrake root. Both of these statements have a magical mood about them. The mandrake root is commonly associated with witchcraft or hallucinations. He goes on to ask the listener to tell him facts about the past, an impossibility as no one can truly know his story. The next statement refers to the cleft in the devil's foot. He wants to know how it got there, or more simply, how it was decided which form the devil was to take. In the next section of the first stanza, he asks the listener to teach him to hear mermaids singing, or alternatively, how to keep off invoice singing. There is an interesting contrast in this request between personal need and personal interest. In the final target of rhyming lines, he adds that he wants to know what makes people honest, what wind, or for what reason are some people honest and some deceitful. Stanza 2. If thou wast born to stay inside, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days or nights, till a snow white hairs on thee, thou when thou returnest, while tell me all strange wonders that befall thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. In the second stanza, he reveals the true purpose of this piece, to complain about the unfair way he has been treated by women. He expresses his belief that there are no women who are true and fair, or honest and beautiful in the world. In the first lines, he tells the listener that maybe if thou beest born to strange sight, or more simply, if you are used to seeing unbelievable things, then you should ride 10,000 days and nights, and seek as many strange wonders as can be found. He believes that anyone who attempted this would have to ride until their hair turned white, and still they would not come upon a woman true and fair. It is interesting to consider how the speaker came to this conclusion. It is not clear why he believes this to be the case, but obviously something in this past turned his mind in his direction. He is having trouble finding love, or perhaps he doesn't believe in love at all. Stanza 3. If thou find'st one, let me know, such a pilgrimage were sweet. Yet do not, I would not go, though at next door we might meet. Though she were true when you meet her, and last till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. In the final 9 lines of song Go and Catch a Falling Star, the speaker states that if thou findest a woman who is both of these things, true and fair, then he will go on a pilgrimage to find her. He would suffer if there was a chance he could find the perfect partner. He knows that this isn't going to be the case though, so he does not go. The speaker states that there is always the possibility that a woman who seems true and fair comes to him, but he thinks more than likely that she will be false eventually. There might be a period of time before the realization comes to pass, but he knows that it eventually will. These lines are clearly problematic from a contemporary perspective. Donne does not explain what flaws these women have, nor does he include women who are not to him beautiful. He therefore separates women into two categories: those who are beautiful and faithless, and those who are ugly and not worthy considering. So that's all about Go and Curse a Falling Star. Summary and analysis. For the timing, thanks for patience hearing.